everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show here on the Kokomo Post. My name is Drew Larison. This is MTM. Mr. Mayor, how are you?
I'm great. Coming off a good weekend. Nice heavy amount of rain to nourish the soil. I did unfortunately put a damper on a few events from the weekend. The Military Foundation softball game, the Jeep Jam concert Saturday night featuring Los Colones.
Yeah, the weather was bad.
Yeah,
I don't like rain.
If you wanted a weekend just to chill out and maybe binge watch some Marvel movies or Netflix shows, then
it was a good weekend for that. Yeah. Yep. Speaking of shows, I watched that movie It, the new version.
Oh,
I watched that for the first time. It's on Netflix.
Yes, sir.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommend.
I love it.
Yes.
Really enjoyed it. I want to see the sequel because it's like older actors now, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's what I did this weekend.
Both well done.
Yeah, it was a lazy weekend. But let me pay some bills real quick. We have some sponsors for the show. I want to talk about IPTs. Summer sports season is here. We're coming into fall sports season is up and coming. And IPT Screen Printing is the place to go for all of your uniform needs. Contact Kyle Fouts at 765-480-3082 for more information. There's a 20 shirt minimum required. Check them out on Facebook. That's IPT Screen Printing. Screen printed apparel for any occasion and uniforms for any sport.
Yes, sir.
Summer is in full swing. Like I said, we're getting ready for fall as well. But it's also in full swing at Fun Factory Outlet, Indiana. Fun Factory Outlet has customization options to fit the needs of every family. Check out the versatile swing set options and set designs that can include picnic tables or multiple climbing options. Different and additional slides, ramps, monkey bars, sky lofts are available, as well as fun accessories like chalkboard, bubble panels, or even tic-tac-toe. Give them a call at 765-522-PLAY. Fun Factory Outlet, Indiana is just located south of Crossroads Church on 931 in Kokomo. So let's talk about some things. Big week in Kokomo last week. A lot was going on. Mm-hmm. Had some things going on at the Kokomo Post. We officially have a Burger Throwdown championship round. So we have the final two spots in the Burger Throwdown. And one of them, it makes sense. They've been around for a long time. People love them. The other one is a newbie. So we've got a 13 seed up against a 5 seed in the Burger Throwdown. We have Cook McDougal's taking on Moe's River Room here in Kokomo.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. The 13 seed making it, or actually, are they a 12 or 13 seed? I think they're a 13 seed. Do we have that wrong? Hold on a second. I got to check
As the one who typed it in, I think, no, it's totally right.
It's 13.
Yeah, I was going to say
but on the matchup it says 12. That's fine.
Dang it, I thought it was the 5-12 upset that I always talk about.
No,
it's like the one
that would have happened
thing
already.
I know.
That would have happened already because that's like the second round type of thing that would happen.
Darn
You're good. It's fine.
Still.
13 seed Moe's River Groom up against 5 seed Cook McDougal's. It's crazy. So if you want to keep voting for that goes and through Sunday night. So we've got one more week to get the voting. It's crazy. We've got close to 40,000 total votes on this throwdown. It's been one of the biggest we've had, which is really cool. So it's early. Yeah, we're at 38,739 votes so far in this throwdown, which is just nuts. So Moe's River Room is currently up 55% to 44%, but it's early. You know, we're only at 230 votes total because it just came out today. So make sure to keep going to the kokomopost.com/burgers to keep voting for your favorite burger in Kokomo. July is wrapping up. So we're finishing up our July sweepstakes. So if you're interested in entering that, make sure to go to the kokomopost.com/July. We have almost $1,800 worth of things in this July sweepstakes. Huge stuff going on, as well as we're always doing our gas giveaways this summer. Every week in June, July, and August. Give away $100 in gas. And it's been fun. People are coming in and picking up their gift cards, and they're just so excited. Actually, we had one lady come in. I was the only one in the office, and she was so thankful for winning a gift card. And she said this. It was really, which this is like, I guess I'm going to brag on our team here.
It's a humble brag.
It's a humble brag as well. And because we have a lot of people that do a lot of things here, and this was a really nice thing. She said, honestly, I've lived in Kokomo my whole life, and I slip into that whole, like, I should move attitude sometimes. I've been here whatever a long time, blah blah blah. She said, but the Kokomo Post and everything you guys talk about what's going on great in Kokomo is one of the main reasons I'm still here.
It's all about positivity, man.
How nice is that?
People love hearing good news.
Well, it's, you know, and it's one thing about good news, but it's really just, exposing the great things that exist, you know, and we do a lot of that here, and that was just really nice, I guess, to hear from that person. So, so if you're interested in winning $100 gas, go to the kokomopost.com/gas. Super easy to enter. And maybe you'll win $100. We're giving away $100 every week this summer, so $1,200 in gas we're giving away. All right, so if you're watching this, there are some people jumping on the live. Good to see everybody. Hope you're doing well. If you have any questions for the mayor, as always, just leave it in the chat below. We are live right now, so I'm going to be monitoring that chat and pulling over any questions to my notes so I know to ask those during the Ask the Mayor segment.
Perfect.
Okay, so it was a busy week last week at the Kokomo Post. It was also kind of a busy week in Kokomo in general. Some stories broke last week that, I mean, they're cold cases, right? So it went years without knowing what was going on or any update in that. And of course, I'm talking about the Karena McKlerkin case that broke last week. The KPD arrested Flint Farmer in a, I guess it's not proven yet. What's the word?
Alleged
murder case of Karena. And then as well as that, some skeletal remains were found up in Miami County that those haven't been confirmed that they're her remains as well as we know so far. They got sent to Fort Wayne, I believe. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. You know, we're living in this world where cold cases are, it's a popular topic thanks to documentaries on Netflix and things like that. People are really interested in cold cases and just things of that nature in general. We've been kind of living it here in Kokomo for 6 years now that Karena has been missing. And so it was actually right before we filmed on last week, right? When it originally broke and you said, I can't say anything right now, but trust me, things are developing. Things are developing. It's kind of shocking what happened. So Flint Farmer is in jail waiting on trial or however that works, I guess. We still don't know if it's Karena's remains, but there was another press conference that happened last week as well that caused some controversy, some conversation online. It was a live broadcast on the KPD's Facebook page. And it was yourself as well as law enforcement representatives saying, here's the update. We found the remains in Miami County. We don't know if it's hers. Some drama ensued afterwards because the grandmother of Karena was in the audience. And from what I'm understanding is she wasn't aware of everything being told in the press conference until the press conference. And she got very upset. And the press conference ended, I can't say a shouting match because no one was shouting back at her. Right. But she was very emotional in expressing those emotions in that moment. Sure. Yeah, so I guess just give us any update you can give us on that case. I know it's an ongoing investigation, so you're not going to, you don't spill the beans here more than you would anywhere else.
Prior to the press conference, the Kokomo Police Department had a single point of contact with the family, which was Karena's mother. And, so then she then had the opportunity, whatever, to share with others in the family. And, prior to the press conference, and since that time, there have been conversations with both the mother and the father jointly, and the two will continue to be the single points of contact as the case continues.
And they can tell whoever they please, obviously, after their contact.
And they've been, asked, as Chief Stout had mentioned, try, do the best and respectfully request, that folks try to stay off of social media in regards to theories and accusations and such. I mean, yes, those that have been that were involved in the final or eventual arrest, they were individuals of or suspects of individuals of what's the word they were
people of interest.
People of interest, yes. Yeah. Individuals of interest, 4 years, but until evidence was obtained, until strong individuals came forward and finally provided, that, they wanted to make sure that there was, proper evidence and enough to make an actual arrest, as opposed to doing something haphazardly. Years ago, But again, can't even begin to imagine the family's emotions and impatience for the last 6 years, and the mix of emotions that they're going through now. But we're probably still a few weeks away as they really do a deep dive into the remains to verify who it actually is, and we're hopeful that it is Ms. McKlerkin.
Okay. So a question I had too, the timing of it all is very interesting to me. And I know it's what all information has been released, but so the arrest was made, and then this 6-year-old cold case, we also find the remains within like a 2-day period. Mm-hmm. Was there something that happened behind the scenes where we were tipped off? When I say we, I guess the KPD was tipped off to the location of those remains, or how did that all come in? Because it all happening at once was very interesting to the public, to where we're like, did someone who maybe tipped off the person being accused?
The eventual arrest of Flint Farmer prompted more information to be made available, which led them to potential remains.
So the person that tipped off it was about Flint Farmer also tipped off the remain locations?
No, because it wasn't. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Farmer has been an individual of interest for years, and so just having enough to then, I think his eventual detainment and arrest then freed up the opportunity, or the, I guess, comfort, peace of mind, if you will, of those that may have knowledge of the remains to come forward.
Got it.
So,
okay.
More details will unfold.
Yeah. So I mean, you said like in a few weeks. I'm guessing. What is that? What should we expect in a few weeks? You said.
Just the results of the pathology test.
Got it.
Yeah. The forensic investigation.
Yeah, and like you said, there were, which makes it tough. Which, I mean, I've been one to watch those Netflix documentaries that come out too, and it's tough because the online community that exists in this world of cold cases, in this world of unsolved mysteries, and sometimes they actually can do a lot of good, because police departments obviously only have so many resources.
Right.
Where if there's a group of people online, they might see something or tip something off that the police aren't available. But at the same time, sometimes it's rough where rumors are being spread, and the speed of social media is such a shocking, fast-paced speed of information that if something is being put out there that's in no way factual, that someone just heard through the grapevine, literally hundreds of thousands of people can see it within minutes. Right. So I guess it's tough. Like sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing, which like there's most things of anything like that. Yeah. But it should be interesting.
And I know it's jumping ahead a little bit, but we can either table it for later, or if you want to jump into it now, there's a comment on the live chat about this as well.
Yes. Yeah, I can read that now. I was going to write that down for the Ask the Mayor segment, but since we're on the topic, we can discuss it. This is a comment from Rhett on Facebook in the live chat. Can anyone explain why they said they got the tip on the location in the body of fall 2021, but didn't recover the body until recently and have made more than one arrest?
It was, and have they made more?
And have they made?
So it's two questions.
Yeah.
I don't know what you can.
I mean, there have been. There have been a number of tips. I mean, a handful of tips of folks thinking where they thought where she may have been. And a lot of those were dead ends. So I don't know I guess I don't know enough if they're saying that there was this particular site was made aware to them back in the fall of 21, I think is what he said. I mean, but again, that could have been part of the ongoing investigation. I mean, I know it's, 9 months, if depending on when the fall of 21 was, but I don't know. I mean, if, like I said, there's been a handful of tips for
years probably.
that have led to nothing. Not to say that they got that one and thought, okay, well, it's not. I mean, I don't know if whoever provided the tip, if they considered the source, if they looked, if it was that particular area, but the tip actually had them at a different part of that area as opposed to where the remains were eventually found. I don't know. I can't answer that.
Sure.
Another thing that was asked quite a bit online, and like I mentioned, the original press conference was streamed live to the KPD Facebook page, and then hours later it was deleted from the page. Is that normal procedure for announcements like that, or was there a reason that was removed from the Facebook page?
I'd have to check. I mean, because it was done live to begin with, after, just like my State of the City. I mean, it was made live and then pulled off and then edited. Just for better audio.
Sure.
For
Gotcha.
And again, because of the outbursts, I don't know if there were a time delay or enough time delay. They probably had to go back, and because there would be so many views on it, they wanted to edit out any profanity or anything that been improper.
Yeah, that was just another question I saw commonly online, because I was watching live on the KPD Facebook page, and then somebody else pointed out later that it was removed and no one really knew why. So just curious. Okay, well, if you have any questions in the chat, I know, Rhett, you asked that question. If you have any questions about this, like I said, the mayor probably can't say everything going on, since it's obviously still an ongoing investigation, and due to the nature of the investigation, it's obviously a very sensitive one towards these family members.
I don't even know.
So towards the family members and everything like that. So it's been 6 years of heartache for these people, and some answers are starting to come out, but you got to do that in the best ability and to be most sensitive to those family members as things do come out. But if you have any questions about it, make sure to leave it in the chat. We'll ask. I just can't promise there could be an answer to certain questions, but let's get into the Ask the Mayor segment. Partner with Lexi's Drink Barn. If you guys don't know, Lexi's Drink Barn is a great place in Kokomo. I was sipping on one before we started filming today. 44-ounce sugar-free, or Coke Zero with sugar-free vanilla. That's my order. Shout out to Lexi's Drink Barn for being the great partner here for the Ask the Mayor segment. All right, so today's questions, we have some fun ones. We have some serious ones that are asking about more national issues, but we are a part of the nation, so it makes sense to ask these questions. The first one is from Josh on Facebook. What are your feelings around the Republican Party member Todd Rokita in pursuit of the 10-year-old victim and the OBGYN that treated her? And this was a case 2 weeks ago, I think this happened, as the Roe v. Wade is being overturned by the Supreme Court and pushing it to states issues. One of the states that has completely banned them is our neighbor, Ohio. And if you don't know about this story, there was a 10-year-old girl who was a sexual assault victim, and she was seeking to get a procedure done. Obviously couldn't do it in Ohio, so she came to Indiana to get that procedure finished. And Todd Rokita, which is the state attorney general, correct? Yes. He, was pushing back on that, trying to say that the doctor didn't claim it to the state, which I guess is a part of the normal procedure. When something like that happens, you have to claim it to the state. And it kind of created this just very read the room pal, where you probably shouldn't be going after type of thing, as heated as this conversation is nationally right now. So Josh would just like to know, what were your feelings around that? I think specifically because he's in the Republican Party as well as you are. So just thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation. It probably won't be an isolated one. Especially as states continue to look at the situations themselves and act accordingly. Did he act too rash to begin with? Possibly. I don't know enough about the details of it outside of what we read on the news. I've not had a conversation with him, but if there are certain laws and restrictions and procedures that need to be followed, I think yes, circumstances make certain situations like this difficult to act on and decide, because again, because of the nature of it and such. But I'm all about following, the rules and not bending. But I guess because of the delicate nature of it and the timing of it all, there probably could have been a better approach or way around it.
Well, how that ended up as well. Attorney General Rokita was wrong in all of his assumptions, and that was proven so much to the point where the doctor actually sent a cease and desist letter to the Attorney General's office saying, stop talking about it. We did everything correctly. And ever since then, I think the story stopped after that.
I haven't heard much on it, but.
Well, because I think that the main thing was, was it reported correctly, and was it reported as child abuse?
Right.
I think there were several reporting procedures. So.
Gotcha. Let's do next question. Sorry, I just got another question in. I'm trying to pull it over. Multitasking.
Look at you.
Next question is from Chris on Facebook. He sent me this question earlier today. He said, you know how we have a cerebral palsy awareness day on March 25th now? Why don't we have jerseys from the Jackrabbits and Bobcats created to show support? Like get jerseys made in honor of Cerebral Palsy Awareness Day, like the ribbons, etc., to show their support for cerebral palsy.
Okay. Hopefully representatives of both the Jackrabbits and Bobcats will view this post, or if I would recommend or suggest to him to reach out to both of those organizations for them to consider. I mean, if it's
Bobcat
March,
season, I feel like, right? Don't they start, or they start after that? No, I think they're started by then. They start pretty early, I think.
Yeah, but I don't know if the games actually. So that may be part of it too. If it's actually in March, because of the timing of it, might make it difficult to have. I know the Jackrabbits, don't start then.
Yeah, they have a lot of jerseys too.
That continues to be I think people see both of those organizations as, because they're very city supported, that those are city run organizations, and so in this case, those are private organizations that would make decisions like that on their own.
Are you the Mark Cuban of the Bobcats and the Jackrabbits? You own both teams? No, the city does a great job of partnering, like you said,
to make
partnering with
seasons available, for their to help support them in their venues, either Memorial Gym or the Municipal Stadium. But I know both teams have special jerseys for events, but I think the Bobcats only do the Gouging and Jimmy Rail games. I don't know if they did different ones this past season. But
Jackrabbits do quite a bit.
Jackrabbits, are a theme as opposed to a particular organization or initiative. So, but doesn't mean they wouldn't.
Yeah, and it sounds like there's a specific ribbon like a lot of those causes have. So, I mean, you can design it around that. That'd be cool. Next question is from Josh on Facebook. Once again, going to an issue that's hitting the nation as a whole, not just Kokomo, but what should be done about the daily mass shootings occurring in the United States?
What should be done?
That's the question.
Yeah, I think organizations, whether it's businesses, schools, churches, need to take a step back and look at their internal procedures, either for active shootings, and put a plan together, look at security measures. But a lot of that too is, just parents, educators and stuff, recognizing, because a lot of these lately have been, students or young adults and such, and it's one of those that, they may have noticed a slow progression, but just the involvement of parents in kids' lives, and, to support initiatives to help support mental health issues and such. That pandemic really wreaked havoc on a lot of folks that were forced, to stay home and not interact, and so we spend a lot of times remote and isolated and such, and so a lot of kids struggled with that. So just continuing to raise awareness and to find ways to support those who may face challenges, but just security wise, just be aware and like any other emergency, make sure you have a plan. I applaud that the gentleman down in Greenwood that acted as he did to keep that event from escalating to a point that it could have. Have
you seen the pictures? People have made simulated photos of how far away he was compared to where the shooter was. And
I hadn't seen those yet.
It's crazy. And the guy, like he said, like, I haven't been shooting for long. Like he's not like a lifetime, gun owner or anything like that. Insanely impressive.
Cool.
Well, he was like fully across the food court.
Yeah.
And it was, hero.
Yep.
Well, let's talk, I guess, locally. We can bring this locally a little bit. So I know KPD is involved in Kokomo schools, correct? Helping out with security.
As is the Sheriff's Department.
Sheriff's Department does with Kokomo schools too?
Well, with schools, I'm sorry.
I know. Well,
Kokomo,
is KPD in Kokomo schools and then Howard County Sheriff's is in county schools? Or is it both?
It depends on the school, because I know the Kokomo, that we had officers serving as student resource officers out at Western. It's just up to, I think, Northwestern is Howard County Sheriff's Department. Taylor, I don't know if they were with with Howard County Sheriff's Department. I know they've reached out to Chief Stout to consider an arrangement for
Taylor,
KPD to be at Taylor schools.
Do they have sheriff now?
I think they had a sheriff.
They have to have somebody out there.
Yeah, they had. So I don't know if just staffing wise. So, because again, I mean, like anything else, I mean, staffing is a lot of this. During the school day, I mean, we have officers that are dedicated to those. I mean, so that pulls them off of patrol. And so if you're still, working to increase numbers on your staff to better, police and secure the city. I mean, when you've got some dedicated specifically to the schools, which is very important, and we appreciate our good working relationship with Kokomo schools, as well as Western up until last year, and potentially Taylor, that. Just the availability and what's able to work out is vital. I mean, because it can be costly to have your own police department. I think Kokomo School still has, I think they've got a couple.
IUK has campus police now, right?
IUK has their own, the community hospital has their own police department.
That's right.
So.
Would you, and I know it's manpower, just like a lot of issues that are in our city right now, whether it's the ambulance and we just need more people to make it happen, or, but I mean, if manpower wasn't an issue, could you see an initiative being brought into the schools where there is a higher police presence at each location?
I would think so. Yeah, I mean, if they're available, because right now with using our arrangement with Kokomo schools, we've got a single student resource officer dedicated to the high school, but then a single officer to Central, Sycamore, and Bon Air, I think, and then an officer to Maple Crest, Boulevard, Elwood. I mean, so there's a single officer covering 2 or 3 campuses, as opposed to a single officer at each. I, over the weekend, had a veteran make the suggestion, maybe we reach out to veterans in our community that may be retired and see if they'd be considered, or hired on, as school staff. I mean, a lot of times, the presence alone is a deterrent, and those veterans know how to handle a weapon. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a possibility there.
I think that's a fantastic idea, and obviously there's so many variables to that.
Right.
But I mean,
take into consideration. Right.
I think that could be a national, because I know there's a lot of issues with people that leave the military, retire from the military. A lot of times they're like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah.
And that leads to a lot of issues for, veterans down the road. I'm like, I've thought that for a while, so that's interesting. What are your thoughts on possible metal detectors at each school, or trying to control things in that way?
Yeah, I mean, I think schools have probably tossed that around. I mean, a lot of folks, I know there's metal detectors at the courthouse. We don't have them at City Hall. I've been asked that a number of times, why, we don't look at that.
Never have, right?
Yeah.
Not that I'm
aware of. And obviously they have it out of the
courthouses came after the bombing. Is that right?
Oh,
yes.
Really? What year was that?
80.
Yeah, mid-'80s.
So I want to say 81, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
So a lot of it too comes down to costs. I mean, I think a lot of the schools, because they've locked the doors to the outside and directed traffic, through a single point, and that's locked, and there's usually somebody, at the door, with the camera, watching folks coming in and out. I mean, really, I would think, come down to resources and, and maintaining it, but I'm sure they've considered it.
1987, by the way.
87.
Yeah,
A little later than you thought.
Wow.
It was.
2 years before I was born.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
2 years before I graduated from high school.
Cool.
We were talking about age earlier, and some of the people that work here were
Nice.
born late 90s. And what was
Yep.
it? They're like, yeah, I was born in 97 and I'm 24. And I'm like, I don't know what's crazier. The fact that you were born in 97 or the fact that everyone born in 97 is now 24 years old.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's insane to me.
We had
Feeling
a
old.
like the age old where were you on 9/11 a conversation, and like there was a lot of talk about like I was in preschool and I remember I was in Miss whoever's class in kindergarten. I was like, me too. I was not.
I was in 6th grade. Miss Colzar. I'll remember that forever. It's my birthday too,
Crazy
actually,
day.
by the way.
Really?
9/11.
Yeah.
9/11 is?
Yeah.
It's shocking how much 9/11 comes up because it is your birthday. And I was
It's
not in
interesting. I remember,
6th grade.
well, we were talking about this earlier, but like I remember my mom's comment on my birthday. Like she was sad for obvious reasons, but also she's like, anyone who ever asks you what your birthday is later on in life is going to probably cringe at everything. It never fails. If I'm like at a bank or somebody asks for my birthday and I say, they're like, oh, okay. And then they just start typing in. And then one of my best friends in high school, his birthday was December 7th. So we have Pearl Harbor and then 9/11. It was debacles. Anyway, all right. So next question is from Pam on Facebook. What's up with the Union Street road closures? What's going on?
The Union Street Road. Right out front.
Downtown's being hit hard.
Yeah, it's still NIPSCO replacing the tail end of their 76 plus miles of gas line, and the downtown area was the last phase of that, and so they're hopping around place to place in the downtown area, addressing the gas line underbelly.
Okay. Next question is from Micah on Facebook. What is an upcoming event in the community that you were most excited about that you feel the community should be made aware of? Micah's always asking this question.
Yeah,
he loves to know what you're excited about.
I mean, you hate to see the Kokomo Beach season come to a close, but pools in the
we
pooch.
went last Friday.
Did you? Good.
Yeah.
Did.
So that's
How
August
I got
14th.
my boo-boo.
Oh,
It's fine.
okay.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I had a good time.
Okay, well, good.
Tell me you've got little kids without telling me you've got little kids. You say words like
Grown
boo-boo
man, I had a
or
boo-boo.
like potty.
I actually have a really funny, I put this on Facebook and it was one of the best moments of my life. So I'm sitting there in the lazy river. For some reason, like Aaron and the kids, they were like way ahead of me. So I was just fully taking advantage of it. I was sitting there all by myself, eyes closed, just relaxing in the lazy river. And all of a sudden, this little kid, no idea who he is, little kid pops up beside me, grabs my tube and says, "So how's your day been?" Like just wanted to like start a casual lazy river conversation. And I'm like, "Pretty good, man. How are you?" And like he just continued to tell me about how he loves Kokomo Beach. He comes here all the time.
Awesome.
He said, "I've done the slide 100 times a day."
Wow.
It was just so funny.
Yeah.
And
Good
middle of
ambassador.
nowhere, just grabs my tube and just says, "So how's your day been?"
What's the last day of the Kokomo Beach season?
August 14th.
And that's the pooches day.
That's
Go.
the weekend.
Kokomo, I'm talking to you. Go. We had
So-
so much fun.
Yeah,
and it's
it's
such
really
a gem.
good.
So
It is
this-
such like
yeah.
a hidden, it's not really hidden, but like sometimes I think we don't remember it.
Now this week,
know. It's so good.
this week are the last weekday season because obviously school goes back out.
Cut the
We
hours
lose
back,
all our
yeah.
lifeguards and such. So this week is the last week of all that. But the next 2 weekends of August are the last days. So the 8th and 9th, and I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Get in all
It's
your
fun.
last summer bucket list things.
It's great. The slide is fun. My daughter is like all the courage in the world now. She would do it
Awesome.
over and over and over, especially like the dark one where it's just pitch black. She loves that slide a lot. Our son,
That's a tougher landing for an adult. That's what I'm going to say.
it is.
It is.
I think we gain more speed than a child would going through that. But I had a really good time. It was fun. It was relaxing.
My daughter said, "It seems like I come out of that slide slower than you, Mom." I was like, "Cool, keep moving."
Thanks.
Yeah. So Kokomo, you like the pooches in the pool?
Yeah, pooches in the pool, but there are a lot of fun things. I mean, our touch truck event, speaking of 9/11, is on September 11th this year, which is always fun. Not that it's 9/11, but it's
my birthday.
a truck event. Yeah, so it'll be out at an event track.
Have a birthday party.
A lot of businesses around town, as well as all the city vehicles, police, fire, sheriff, EMA have those out, and so kids and families get to get up front, up close and personal with those, and that's a lot of fun. So that'll be again Sunday, September 11th at Inventrek Technology Park out in the parking lot there again. But and yes, there's a lot of things leading up, but I forgot to tell you on my way over here, I left the planning meeting for this year's Christmas parade. So they're working on it already.
We were talking about Christmas earlier. Something happened in my brain, and I think it might have been Kokomo Beach. Like doing Kokomo Beach, doing all the things, I left there, and my first thought was like, I'm ready for fall. Yeah. Like I had two thoughts. I'm like, I'm ready for fall. I want college football. I want pumpkins. I want fall. But then also, like, I had this realization, like, I'm so thankful to live in a place where there's seasons.
Yep. Oh,
because,
yeah.
like, I'm just craving for something different, and we live in a place where, like, it's just going to happen one day, you know, and
perfect.
It's not everywhere. So it's great. I love to see it. Yeah. All right. So Carrie, by the way, Carrie Lucky, she commented and said, it will always be the seashore to her. When did that stop? Do you know when it stopped? Because it was the seashore and then it just closed for a while and then remodeled.
Yeah, it closed for a year, one season while they transformed it into Kokomo Beach.
Yeah. What year was that?
That was 98.
See, I don't really remember the seashore at all.
And so it was closed 99, open 2000, I think.
That's interesting.
Because I was on the committee. That's when I first came back to town.
Gotcha.
98, and that's Mayor Trobal at the time had given me the opportunity. And Mike Karakoff, who's Representative Karakoff now, was park superintendent.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I don't remember the seashore, but my version of that is it's always Deer Creek to me. Yeah. It will always be Deer Creek, and it's not Ruoff or all the other ones out there. It's always Deer Creek to me.
Yep.
The seashore. It's funny. Okay. Next question is another one from Josh on kind of like a national issue.
Okay.
Corporate greed and profiteering are fueling inflation to the highest margin in 40 years. The Consumer Fuel Price Gouging Prevention Act was introduced to help control this profiteering and help everyday Americans. Every single House Republican and 4 Democrats voted against it. Why do you think that is, and why should we feel hopeful about our government?
Wow. You might have to repeat that. I was trying to follow.
That's fine. So basically, Josh is saying that a big part of inflation, which everybody's dealing with, is from corporate greed and profiteering. Okay. The Consumer Fuel Price Gouging Prevention Act was introduced to help control this profiteering and help everyday Americans, obviously.
Yeah.
And he says every single House Republican, and this is obviously a federal thing, every single House Republican and 4 Democrats voted against it. Why do you think that is, and why should we feel hopeful about our government?
Well, not knowing the details of the act itself, but a lot of times, I mean, that's why there's even legislation at the state level that appears, you know, on the surface is beneficial, but with a lot of extras that get attached to it. Sometimes the unintended consequence. You're passing something, and there may be other laws, conditions, other things attached to it. So that could be part of it. The cost. There's probably a price tag that's attached to it as well. That if there were conditions in it, and again, I don't know enough about it. I mean, I would like to think that there were legitimate reasons for voting against it outside of just being strictly bipartisan, in nature, or partisan in nature. Well, so, but I mean, I get that the game gets played at that level. So
it sounds like, now I'm going to make this like an assumption. Should have done more research on this as well, but like it sounds like it was an act to hopefully help control fuel companies and what they actually can be charging for gas. And I know it's a common Republican stance to have just freedom in the marketplace where the government isn't saying businesses can do this, businesses can do that. Right. So that potentially could have been a reason why as well.
That it would have placed on,
But like I said, that's another
on free market,
federal question from Josh. Another question today from Susan on Facebook. What is the latest status update on the hotel and conference center, also the commercial real estate area next to Championship Park?
The hotel conference center, again, the developer, the preferred developer, is still being very intentional on getting things finalized financing wise with what additional incentives and abatements are being offered as part of the package. So our hope is to have things papered, as they put it, yet this fall. Don't know if we'll break ground on it yet this fall, but it's getting close to being completed.
So I remember I asked you a question in January.
I know.
And you said it was going to break ground.
Two boxes of dirt.
That's all we need.
That's all we need.
Why is the dirt?
And then the commercial space down by the stadium, I mean, it's still the rabbit hole. I don't know if there's any.
No, Championship Park.
Out at Championship Park.
Championship Park.
Championship Park. The Hankey Group is still managing the development initiatives out there. And when we reached out to them to get an update to see if there was anything that we could be doing, they said that I had made the comment that some of their interested investors wanted to see a second full season at Championship Park to look at visitations and tourists and the number of folks that frequented out there and how it affected the other businesses. Which
the first season was crazy. You talked about that in your State of the City address. It was like, what, 400,000?
470,000, I mean, and that was not even having all 8
full
diamonds
capacity,
completed until late June, early July. So having all 8 from the get-go this season, it's been incredible. I mean, there have been all kinds of teams in and out. Just last weekend, I believe there was a big women's softball tournament out there as well. So the last few
and Memorial Stadium held a big all-star softball league, their all-star weekend. They had like a home run derby out there, and I saw quite a few people go down to the stadium for that. All right, next question is from Carrie on Facebook. This was a question in live. What is being built by the gas station at Boulevard in Washington? Oh, you're right. I did see something going in there. It's been an empty space for a really long time.
Boulevard in Washington.
Was it that old marathon?
It's
next to it.
Oh.
Yeah, so the old marathon used to be Reflex Southside Marathon. That's already done, but they're talking about the ground just north of that. I believe it's going to be a pizza and ice cream shop.
Can't go wrong with those two things. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
My favorite flavor of ice cream?
Question.
I don't know, probably strawberry.
Just a classic strawberry?
Just a classic strawberry.
I go strawberry if it's a milkshake. I don't think you can go wrong with a strawberry milkshake. I mean, and that's also nostalgia for me. That's what my grandmother used to make. She would make me a strawberry milkshake and then demand that I tell her that it was better than Dairy Queen. That was a part of my childhood. She said, take a sip, say it's better than Dairy Queen, and then I said it, and that's how I got to eat the rest of it. Yeah.
Well, I've always been a fan of banana splits, so that's what I mean.
America.
I love them.
You are. You're Americana.
I remember we did a video out at Scoops.
America's mayor. I love it.
We did a video out at Scoops, and their banana split is just obscene.
It's wild. It's huge, and our kids were in that video, and they were young, and our son called it a banana strip.
Yes,
so we
he did.
Have never called it anything except a banana strip.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love that.
Yeah. I mean, I was one night, and this has been one of to me, it was like winning the lottery. We walked into Scoops one night, and his family was close to quitting time, and we got in and we're trying to decide. I'm like, what do I want? And one of the girls behind the counter, she's like, you wouldn't want this banana split. Somebody ordered it and ended up not wanting it. I'm like, are you kidding me?
It's the best thing.
So it was like, I mean, it was a mistake. She was, we're just going to throw it out. So
don't you dare.
I took it.
She wasted
right
banana strip like
sat
that.
on the curb and put it away.
Regretted it later. Love that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
That
was the. Oh, sorry.
You're wrong, though. The answer is Oreo. That's the best flavor. Easy.
Interesting.
Easy.
So like a cookies and cream, but Oreo.
Yes.
That's actually a good question. Is there a difference?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess everybody else's cookies and cream. We have a local ice cream spot that is our family's. It has become our favorite, and they have an Oreo ice cream. So.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yep.
Oh man, I wish they were paying for ads because I would tell their names so hard right now.
Yeah.
But that's fine. You can figure it out. So I think that was the Ask the Mayor segment part with Lexi's Drink Barn. Thank you guys so much for answering those questions, whether it was in the live chat or whether it was previously on our Facebook page, Instagram
I have
page.
one more question. What are you going to do with all of your free time now that you are not answering when will Phillip Street be repaid?
Oh, it looks great, by the way.
Isn't that nice?
Cumulatively in a week, how much time do you think that gives you back to not say, we're working on it. We are
He's going to pick up a new hobby.
Well, no,
negotiations with NIPSCO.
It's a different street now.
No, it's Union.
Now it's gone to Union.
Yeah.
Or Center Road. So now it's the when's Center Road? When's Center
I love
Road?
that you fill your time well.
One
That's
street
what I'm
at a
gonna say.
time.
One street at a time.
You know, life is a highway.
But man, you know what? Life is a highway, and I just want to drive up and down Phillips. It is.
It's a dream.
It's beautiful. It's like just riding on.
Thank
glass.
you all for your patience.
It's beautiful.
Thank you all for your patience.
You're welcome. So thanks for the questions you guys sent into the Ask Mayor Summit. Like I said, if those were questions that you dropped in live in the chat, or whether those are questions that you sent in before, we always put out something on Monday mornings asking you guys to drop your questions in there. I usually post something myself. So thank you for all those questions. It makes it a good time. And Mr. Mayor, do you have a dad joke for us today?
Oh, well, I mean, we've obviously been talking about Christmas a little bit, and elves are off season. You know what sport they play in the off season when they're not working Christmas?
Curling, hockey,
Miniature golf.
Oh,
It's because they're smaller in stature.
I got it.
That's
I got
good.
it. I went with the cold weather.
You
stuff.
did. That was the obvious choice. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, thanks.
Mini golf. Elf golf.
Elf golf.
No, okay. Anyway, thanks for watching this episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show here on the Kokomo Post. If you have any questions for next week's episode, please leave them in the chat below.
Or a better joke, I guess.
Or just a better joke. No, I mean, I've heard so many of them now. I have no idea what episode this is. It's been a lot of dad jokes, you know?
They're
that's
all
fine.
good.
If you have a good dad joke, leave it in a comment
That'd be
below.
fun.
We'd love to hear it. Maybe we'll have a dad joke contest. Whoever can say the best dad joke.
A dad joke throwdown.
Oh my gosh.
My gosh.
I love that so much. Anyway, thanks for watching Kokomo. We love you. We will see you next time.
See you, Kokomo.